Gattari here from Achievers Group with another passionate, practical, innovative, inspiring, probably a bit weird occasionally, funny business video vitamin. Hey guys, I just really wanted to share an insight from a couple of books that we've written. We had a book called Marketing Success, and I was asked to write a chapter in a very, very influential book called Secrets of Marketing Experts Exposed. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to share you a couple of lessons, and maybe, this is a hard-hitting message, and I'm, don't get offended with me, okay? I'm just trying to be as brutally practical as possible. And I've called this video vitamin 13 reasons why your marketing sucks. I mean really sucks. I mean sucks, stinks, is just absolute crap. And what I'd like to do is share you some insights in having worked with 180 businesses around the world of what they do wrong. So if this is you and you tick a few of the boxes, if you tick 13 of the boxes, you probably need to reinvent your entire business and your marketing. But I just want to show you some insights of why sometimes the marketing doesn't work and really the things not to do, right? The things to avoid. So let's go through them one at a time. Number one reason, you don't have a marketing plan. I mean, it's really simple. You need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. You need to set strategies. You need to measure those strategies. But you need to have some sort of vision for the future. Marketing is about science, it's about psychology, but it's also about planning exactly what you're going to do in the future. So it's really important to have a marketing plan. It doesn't have to be huge. You can create a one-page marketing plan each particular month where you say, these are the activities that we're going to do, this is how much we're going to invest, and this is the expected return, because everything has to be measured on an ROI basis, which is return on investment. Number two reason, you have no idea who your ideal customer is. Now what I'm talking about ideal customer is there is a principle. The principle says 20% of your customers give you 80% of your yield. It's really important to imagine who is your ideal customer. Not the one that you've got now, because that may not be the one that you want in the future. Because if you want to change your business, maybe you need to change your customer. In order to change your customer, you probably need to change your marketing. So it's really important to know who your ideal customer is. Describe them, B2C, B2B, business to consumer or business to business. Articulate them, describe them, have absolute clarity so you know exactly what you're aiming for. Number three principle is that you don't know what compels your customer to buy something. In another actual series, we've got a series called Why People Buy. You've got to know that people do not buy your product or service based on its features. They buy it on its benefits. Its benefits based on why I buy based on my buying motives. Why do they buy our product? Is it image? Is it saving money? Is it increasing their earnings? Is it so many different variables of buying? And I think you've got to know that before you market. Number four, you give up too quickly. I have seen this time and time again. I have seen the insane idea that one bit of marketing must work. What a filthy lie that is. Marketing is about consistency. It's about domination. It's about taking the long-term view of I'm continuing to do things ongoingly. Now, I have a pretty great business at Achievers Group, but I've got to be really honest with you here, guys. Okay, a lot of my people who I know gave up too early. I am brilliant at doing consistent things on an ongoing basis, not because I like doing them, not because they gave me instant results, because I was sowing seeds for the future, because you can't sow and reap in the same season. You need to actually be consistent, and please don't give up too quickly. Certainly test and measure, but make sure that you're giving it enough time for those seeds to germinate so you can actually reap a harvest. Number four, this is a boozy. You forgot about why people have bought from you before. Now, it's really interesting that we get caught up in the spectacular, but sometimes we actually have to go back to why people originally bought from us. So you've got to understand, well, why did they buy from us before? What we were doing 2 years ago that we can do now. Sometimes when we go in and see businesses, we say to them, they're looking for some new idea. And I go to them, John, just out of interest, when you were thriving, what were you doing? And he goes, oh, this is what we're doing. And then I ask the profound question, why did you stop doing it? And they look at me going, oh, we don't know, we changed management. So why don't you go back to what used to work 3 years ago and see if that would work now? 9 times out of 10, that is the silver bullet that gets their business going again. Number 6, you don't get back to your customers often enough. Look, I'm a firm believer here, guys, that I think you've got to know how to milk your cows. I think we get so caught up in trying to rip off someone else's cows. It's almost like you've got these cows in your database and you know what they are. They're all the customers who have bought from you before. But not only all the customers who have bought from you before, all the customers who are not buying from you again that you can reactivate. And all we want to do is go out there and rip someone else's cows off. And we have the electric fence called the barriers of entry. We spend a lot of time going out there trying to rip off someone else's cows when I'm going to myself, man, you got to milk your own cows. I think that's where the milk is. Number 7, you don't move your customers up a loyalty ladder. I think it's really important, guys, to understand that your customers move from suspects, they move to prospects, they move to customers, they move to clients, I think they move to members, I think they then move to advocates, and I think they move to evangelists. I think so many companies stop at the customer level, the 3rd ring, and they rung, and they do that again and again. Why don't we take them on a journey to heaven? Why don't we actually turn our best customers into our evangelists? Have some sort of strategy where we engage with our customers at different levels to take them up the ladder of loyalty. I think that is profound. Number 8, you don't get to the point. So much of marketing is about waffle. I think waffle needs to be destroyed. I think people are time poor. If you are writing messages, if you are sending out direct mail campaigns, if you are sending out emails, I think it's really important in a time poor society to get brutally to the point. And remember the point, it's not about your company, it's about what your company can do for that individual or company. Because the only radio station they're listening to is what's in it for me. Number 9, you make it too hard for people to do business with you. And I've seen this so often, guys. We have this brilliant marketing, but when it comes to engaging with the customers, we create these insane policies. We actually make it hard for people to say yes. We create bureaucracy. We make it so difficult to take people's money, and it's really weird. So I think you've got to look at your business and ask yourself, maybe we don't have to add policies, maybe we need to delete policies. Maybe we don't want to add systems, maybe we need to streamline the existing systems that we've got. Because I truly believe business and life is about making the complex things simple, not the simple things complex. Number 10, your marketing is dead set boring. You know, I think you've got to make an irresistible offer. I think you've got to go to a thirsty crowd. But I think we're now moving into a level of memorable marketing. And I think average marketing gets thrown away. And I think doing the same stuff you've always done is going to give you the same result you've always had. You've got to get cut through. Did you actually know there are 34,000 marketing messages being shot to a consumer or business owner or B2B every single day? If you are boring, you are going to be lost. So it's really important to be memorable to your target audience. Number 11, this is the big one. You fail to test and measure. So much of marketing is about science. There's an old saying, what's the definition of insanity, they say? And I say to them, and they all say to me, oh, that's doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You know what super insanity is, guys? Doing the same thing and not even knowing what result you're getting. So much of marketing is based on tradition. It's got to be based on destiny. There is a code that you're trying to crack, but you can only determine what code to use once you've tried a few passwords. But you've got to know if that password is failing, and you've got to stop doing that. The only way that you can actually do effective marketing is by measuring it. And if you can't measure your marketing, I would strongly suggest that you don't do it, because you're just burning $20 bills, $100 bills, or $1,000 bills, or $100,000 bills in the air. And really, in the current economic environment, you can't afford to do that. Number 12, you're timid, conservative, and small thinking. You know, timid marketers have skinny kids. I think it's really important to get out of yourself, to think larger than you've ever been. Be entrepreneurial, be a maverick. Okay, really cut through, go into your blue ocean strategy, not doing what everyone else is doing, but actually doing exactly the opposite, having the bravado and courage to be uniquely different, positioned as an individual, to see, people can see you in a sea. You are unique and truly individualistic, and actually get a following because of that individualism. Clearly, that was Apple has done so brilliantly, especially when Steve Jobs was there, because what he did, he created a culture of that we are different than Microsoft. We are different than the personal computer. We are Apple, and Apple represents a unique, different, insane culture. And if you buy Apple, it reflects personally on you as an individual. And number 13 is a big one. Your horse is dead and it's time to dismount. There's an old saying, if your horse is dead, dismount. So clearly in marketing, once you've tested and measured it, if it's not working, it's maybe time to dismount. Because there's a lie in life. You know what the lie is? Try harder. I disagree with that. I think you've got to try hard, then I think you've got to measure it. But if that's not working, you've got to try something else. But you never try the same thing that's not working, because that is not faith. That is complete and absolute fantasy. So guys, until next time, I hope that has helped you in really understanding how to drive great marketing. Cheers, and God bless you. Have the most amazing day.